welcome to Elm Colors. I'm Erica. In today's video, we're going to be doing the second part of our mythographic elephant from Mythographic Paradise by Fabiana Attanasio. I think the last time you saw this, I had done just a little bit of the flowers here, but now I've got all of them colored in. And I think it looks pretty cute. Today, I think we're going to focus on, I'm going to show you a little bit of how I would do the background. And then we're going to get into probably coloring in the castle here. And this grass is pretty self-explanatory. But so my plan for the back, let's start with the background because I probably should have done that first. I tend to do, when I have really intricate details, it's sometimes easier to do the background first. But for this one, I'm just going to go ahead and keep going with what I've done already. So my plan is, since there's grass down here, all of this area right in here is going to be all green. And then everything up top is going to be different shades of blue. And again, I'll post that color palette up in the corner so you can see again what kind of blues that I wanted to go with. And I did add in for my greens, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but on some of the leaves, I'm going to move this closer so you can see a little bit. Some of the leaves, like these ones right here, they have a little bit more of a green tint instead of these ones that have like a more turquoisey color, I guess. But that was because I added in this beautiful color, this color called Antler from the Monarch Black Widow set. And it just kind of gives a little bit of a different tone. And I think that's what I'm going to do as the main color for the grass and the background here. And then for the blues, I've got a collection of some of my old praying pencils and some Crayola pencils. I was going to use Prismacolors on the background, but I'm just going to try to use these pencils and see how it goes. So I've got, from my Crayola set, I've got Slate, Wild Blue Yonder, Outer Space, and then I have a light blue and a dark blue from my really old praying set. I think I might need to try those prayings again and see if if they still work the same, but it's been, I think I tried them, I don't know, I think it's been a couple of years since I tried them, and they just did not work quite the same way. So that makes me a little bit sad, but we'll see what we can do. So my game plan, like I said, is to have blue at the top and green down at the bottom. I was contemplating doing like a dark, like black all around the outside, inside the vines and stuff, but there's too many places where like you could, it's I don't know. There's too many places that I just didn't feel comfortable doing that. Oh, one other thing. I did leave a couple of the hidden objects not whited out. So I've got this lantern here because I thought that was kind of a cute touch. And I've got this little bag down here. And now I don't know. I just thought it was cute. So I left that one in there. But everything else got whited out. So let's attempt to do some of this background. I am going to start with my Wild Blue Yonder color, and I'm just going to lay down some color with this, just basically everywhere on the outsides of the vines. It's all going to be colored in for sure, and then inside the vines, I haven't decided how that's going to go yet. So this is that weird area here where there was that tissue box. I wonder if you can still see that on camera at all. So yeah, so I'm just going through and I'm just adding this color, and you can see I'm holding the pencil pretty far back so that I don't push too hard. Yeah, and I think I'm not going to go all the way into the elephant just yet. I might do some fun little dots and stuff here and there. Now, this might look super light. I can't you might not even be able to see it on camera. I'll move it closer to the screen here in a second. Just want to get a nice layer of this light blue color. Okay, so hopefully you can see that there's a little bit of a different tone in there. So now I'm going to take my slate color, and starting anywhere where there would likely be a shadow, I'm going to start there and then blend out into that lighter color. So this is my typical technique for any background that I do with pencil, especially when there's like flowery bits to color in. So usually around these flowers, in between the petals is going to be darker, and then you're going to lighten up as you go out. And then I'm going to do a little bit of a dark here. And then along this vine, down into this section here. A lot of the times I will underline the vines or stems of flowers. Okay, and then right between these flowers would be a little bit darker. And down in between these leaves here would be pretty dark. Okay, I'm going to come in again and darken up some of that even more with this outer space color. And this is a really dark color, so you'll be able to definitely see and I think that this I think that's going to be a good mixture of colors to get that nice blue, bluish, that cool blue from the color palette that was on there. I'm going to align this one too. I did pull this light blue and that other dark blue. I think I'm going to add a little bit of this light blue just in a couple spots. And that kind of blends in really well with that lighter color as well. The first lighter color that I put down. Gives a little bit more of a blue tone, but not overly so. Okay. Let's see how that looks. All right, let's see. What do we think? I think it looks all right. I think that's going to work for the background there. Might go over it one more time with this really light, that first color, that wild blue yonder that I put in there, just to try to blend everything back together. Right here too. Okay. So what do we think? How's that looking? I think that's good. I think that'll be good. I probably will do a few little, I usually just call them white dots. What are those called? Bokeh, however you say it. Some of that effect in the background too. And the way I do that is really simple. I just go through and draw in a few random circles. So I'll just pick a few spots and I draw that in with my lightest color, and then I vary the size of the circles and the placement. You don't want a whole bunch of them right next to each other. Sometimes you do want them close, other times you want them spread out. And I think I'm just going to do it in a few spots around. And sometimes it's nice to hide them behind other objects. Let's do one sticking out here. Yeah, so I'll do some spots up here and maybe some from the grass down here. Right here. I'm not going to put the circles on top of where I've whited things out. I kind of want to color over all of that to hide it even more. Okay. All right, I think that's looking good. All right, so they're just some random circles here and there. Let's do another one right here. And then, so the next step is I would, from the circles, I would color outwards pretty lightly and just blend out into nothingness. And then that kind of creates the ability to blend into that little surrounding pocket of color, if any of that makes sense. I will show you, I'll do this little corner over here so you can kind of see what I mean, because I feel like I'm speaking a little nonsense today. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom in closer so that you can see what I'm talking about. Hang on just a sec. Okay, so you can see kind of around these circles a little bit. I've just blended outward from there with this same color that I drew the little circles in with. I'll do this guy up here too, just so you can kind of see in real time what I mean. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with another darker color. So I'm going to use this slate color. And I'm going to start in areas where there would be shadow and move in towards where that light ring around the circle, the white circle is. And sometimes when there's two circles next to each other, I like to color a little bit in between. And then I make kind of circular motions, a circular shape. I kind of follow the shape of the circle with that darker color. And yeah. So really this is just going over the same kind of ways that we did with the elephant, where I did tons of layers and blended everything, used light layers so that you're not pushing too hard and burnishing the pencil into the paper. Okay, so you can see right here, and when I'm coming over this with my Crayola, it is not, it's starting to peel off some of that gel pen. I don't like that. Okay, so now I'm going to use this outer space color. And again, I'm going to start in those really dark areas and blend out towards an area. Crayola pencils sometimes need a little bit of help too, so a lot of the times I will use some kind of blending solution. I usually use Gamsol if I'm going to use a big blending solution, or you can come in with, I like to use my Prismacolor blender marker too. That one is really good. And I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get this part covered up. Yeah, I think that's going to work okay. I'm going to color darker in this area. And then I'm going to use my slate to blend that into the lighter areas a little bit. With Crayolas, for me, it's easier to start with your lighter color and then work into your darker color. Whereas with like Prismacolors, sometimes I will start with my, is this the right color? Yes. So, sometimes I will start with my dark color and then you can blend out with your lighter colors. You can still kind of see that ring, especially up close. I'm sure you guys can see that. But as I get the whole page done, it'll just kind of fade into the background. So, okay, let's see. Do we want another little circle here? Let's do one more little circle right here. That's the other thing. You can add in circles wherever you want because of the way that you do the page. It won't look wonky. Okay, let's just circle that dude a little bit. Okay, and you can see I've left a few little spaces here. I'm going to come back in with that Praying Light Blue and kind of fill in some of those spaces because it gives it a different tone, so it's not so grayish blue, I guess. And you just very lightly add in almost like a pattern. I don't know if that's the right word. No, that's not a pattern. Like a curly line. I guess is the best way I can describe it. You just follow a path of color. And when you add in those different tones, it creates this fun effect. Okay, let's go back in with my lightest color and blend everything together again. All the way down into those circles. I am going to do a little bit of more dark right in this area here in just a second. Okay. Let me add in this dark blue. I'm going to add just a little bit. Right in here. And there are only so many layers that that Crayola will let you do before it starts to get persnickety. That's a great word, isn't it? Persnickety. Okay. I'm going to come up in here. Again, I'm following like just a random path of dark, and I don't really have a plan. I'm just kind of putting it in where I think that it looks cool. I feel like I've said this in a video before, but there was an artist that I used to watch, and she would always say, follow your heart, and that's kind of what you have to do with these backgrounds. You just kind of have to do what feels right. Follow your heart. People think that maybe coloring isn't necessarily art, but it's, I mean, you tell people you color and they're like, oh yeah, that's what the kids do. But this is, when you're really creating something, no, you didn't draw the picture, but you are bringing it to life. I feel like that's one of the things that Johanna Basford always says, is that, you know, we're partners in this creative endeavor. She draws the line work and we bring those pictures to life. Okay, so let me zoom you back out and we'll see you can kind of see how that looks zoomed out. Okay, so that's the game plan for the whole background, I think, up here, and then I'll lighten it up as I go into this green. So let me do some of this green down here so you can see what I mean. I am going to use this Antler Monarch. I think I'm going to use the Alpine again. I don't think I'm going to use the Viridian. I need a different tone that is a little bit more green, but still, I think I have a good one from my Black Widow set. So it is from the original Black Widow set. I have dubbed it Pine Green, but that probably doesn't really mean anything to you. I do have to find it though. I think this one's it. Yeah. So this one's called, well, see, it's just the green original Black Widow. But like I said, I've dubbed it Pine Green, and then I'm also going to bring in the color Green Grass from the Scorpion set. And I feel like that just really is going to change the tone a little bit, but I'm still going to have, I'll still probably come in also with this iceberg color. But I feel like the Viridian's just going to be too bright. So let's attempt to do that. I'm going to, let's see. I'll do a few blades of grass and then show you kind of how I was going to blend out from here. So let me zoom you back in. Okay, so I'm going to start with the antler again, and I'm going to attempt to make it so that my, sorry about shaking that, that my phone won't focus on my hand and that it will instead focus on what I'm doing on the page. So I'm going to use the antler, and I'm just going to color several of the blades of grass in. And I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Black Widows like to have a base to blend on, and once you do that, they tend to work really well. So let's just get several of these blades of grass colored in. I think I'm going to go all the way into this where this sword was so that you can see how that works. Now these blades of grass are not like, it's kind of hard to see where they are almost even. Okay, I got some of the green on there. Let's go with this green grass. And that's just a nice darker green. That one's probably all I needed. I probably don't need the other one that I pulled. This is a good one to use towards the base of the leaves or the blades, and just kind of blend upwards towards the, anywhere where there's a little bit of a shadow would probably be good too. Yeah, I like that color. Okay, and then I am going to add in the Alpine to the very bottom, just to blend it into the vine a little bit more. All right, and one more time with the iceberg. Nope, with the antler. Okay. I do like that. you know what? I'm going to take back what I said about the Viridian. I am going to bring the Viridian in for a little bit of the background. So first, I'm going to start with my iceberg, and we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to work down in this corner, move it up into the frame a little bit better. Again, just going through and putting down a base of this color. I'm going to go between all these blades of grass now. And again, the outside part is going to be very solid, more of a solid color, and then the inside, once we get up into this area, are you even on? Yeah, once we get up into this area here, I'll do some more of those little white circles. And color right over that sword. Hopefully that will just disappear. Okay, let's go in with some of this Viridian. So this is Viridian from the Spectrum Noir color blend set. This guy might need to be sharpened, but I'm going to do my best to not have to stop this. Okay. This does kind of blend in a little bit more on the outsides with the vines that we already have down. And that was on purpose because this grass kind of just comes out of nowhere. Like there's no continuation onto the bottom of the page. So down here, we'll have this dark green kind of covering things up a little bit and then continuing into where those blades of grass are. Oh, I didn't color over that way. Let's get that colored right here. There we go. And I'm not really, this is a little more sloppy than I would normally do probably, but I wanted to make sure to show you guys how that looks. And then I'll probably end up doing, you know what, I'm going to add in a little bit of the green grass from this grass, just in a few spots to add in a little bit of that green color. What was I saying? I was in the middle of saying something and now it's gone. I hate when I do that. I think what I'm going to do is speed up this video. I'll show you guys a little bit of the background as I do it, but I'm going to speed it up, and I'm not going to show you the whole thing because it's pretty repetitive, so it'll just be the same thing, just all over the page. And then when we come back, we'll work on the buildings on the elephant's ears. And I'm going along all of the vines and anywhere where there's like overlap of things or okay, and then down here, since this alpine is my darkest color, I'm getting into all the shadowy bits with this one, and then I'll kind of go back in and blend things out and around and see how that looks. Okay, let's go back in with the iceberg and blend things out. See how it goes. A lot of the times my backgrounds are just trial and error. I don't really know what I'm doing until I do it. Sometimes I write down what I did. Other times I just have to wing it all over again. And if I want any of these vines to stand out a little bit more, I'll probably go in with a white gel pen or Posca pen and kind of blend that out, or not blend it, highlight those lines if I feel like any of those need to be a little more, if they're blending in too much, or if I do want them to stand out. Sometimes it's okay for things to blend in. Okay, almost done with this part. Okay, I like the way that that's looking. Let's do a few of those little circles up into here. I'm not going to do a whole lot. It's just going to be a few. So again, I'm drawing it in with my lightest color. And then, okay. And then blend out from the circle. I'm probably not going to be using some of the darker colors for this. This one will probably just be these lighter colors. So this iceberg and the, maybe some of the green grass, and then the antler color will be the other one. Okay, just a few of those circles there. Yeah, let's attempt to get some of these done. I'm going to use some of the antler now. And I'm just kind of, maybe I should have used the antler for the circles. That's okay. Yeah, so this is a little bit backwards because the antler is a lighter color. So what I'm going to have to do now is I'm just coloring in between with the antler to put a base down. Then I'm going to have to come outward even more from the where I put the iceberg down the first time. So let's do that. So there you can see, like right in here, how it's blending together already. And I will probably end up using some of the green grass between some of these circles a little bit. Well, that looks, I like that. That looks nice. It's always nice when things work out the way that you were hoping and that they don't look like poop. Okay. Let me get these circles blended out a little bit more into this antler color. Yeah, I like that. Okay. And then I am going to use some of the green grass in here. I'm going to go between these circles a little bit. I'm just going to do one of those paths. So this curvy, windy, circular path of this darker green color, and it's going to break off in a couple places and continue its way down this way in between these circles. Yeah, I don't really have a plan. It's just kind of wherever I feel like I want to put a little bit more of that green. Okay, and then I'm going to come back through over everything with my antler color and see how that looks. Even around these circles a little bit more. Kind of of blend them into the whole background so that's not just looking like a circle colored around a circle. Okay, get into these grasses here that I had already gotten into a little bit. Yeah, I think that'll work. Now, when the blue that I'm coming down from, oh, let's get you on screen. So when I've got this blue up here, and when I color down into the green, I will leave a little bit of a space between them. So this will fade into white and the blue will fade into white. So there'll be a small white or light color area that kind of, it jaggedly goes across the page. But yeah, I think that's going to work. I like the way that that all blended together. I'm just adding a little bit more of this iceberg. Nope, what is this antler color? Down into the bottom here. So let me zoom out and you can see how that looks. Okay, so you can see how that's going to look over here. And this one's going to go, like I said, there's going to be just like this jagged line that goes across the page. It's not going to be straight across. There's going to be up some movement to it. And the same thing, the blues will come down into this area. And I think that that will look pretty cool. So yeah, so I'm going to get started on that. And I will record some of it so you guys can see. And the rest of it I will do off camera. how the entire background filled in. Not quite as of a jagged line as I was expecting, but still, I think it looks pretty cute. And we are going to have to split this again into another video. So in the next video, we will get the castle done. We will color these two little embellishment, or these two little hidden objects that I left in. And I might add some sparkly bits to this page. So I hope you enjoyed that today. If you're coloring along with me, I would love to see. Tag me on Instagram, send me a message, or just leave me a comment below and let me know. Yeah, so thanks so much for watching today, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.